How late were you out last night? Because it's the wrap party, wasn't it?
I went to bed at a very reasonable hour this morning.
Yeah.
You're telling me fibs.
No, it was fun. It was fun. I could have done with a couple more hours sleep.
So do you remember that picture?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't.
He doesn't remember that bit.
So, you know, you're saying about your mother being able to watch the programme, but we were surprised. We were drawn into it because we've got a 15-year-old, and I just had to watch it to make sure he wasn't watching anything that he shouldn't have been watching.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Pretty early on, I established that he shouldn't have been watching, but we all ended up watching, really.
I mean, so far, I've not met anyone yet that's told me they've watched the show because they wanted to. Everyone's got a sort of sordid reason.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. But weirdly, I think... I don't know where it gets the rep for. If you actually watch the show, it's not particularly raunchy, really.
Well, it depends what you mean by
enough.
pretty raunch. I mean,
I would say Game of Thrones is raunchier.
Yes.
Something like that.
But it has been extraordinary this year. I mean, it was doing well last year as well, but this year it has really taken off.
I mean,
why,
I think,
why
yeah,
this year, do you think?
I think at one point it got more viewers than BBC One, BBC Two.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I think it's just the idea of when anyone gossips, ultimately it boils down to who cops off with who. At the office party, you all want to know sort of who Alan from accounts left with. You don't care what the Volivons were like. I mean, everyone, whatever age you are, my gran probably talks about what folk are up to in that old folks' home. Everyone wants to know the sort of gossip, and we just unashamedly do that for 7
But
weeks.
wasn't shows like Big Brother already doing that?
I think so, but then they were obviously there was more elements involved. Ours is very much a couple-based thing. You've got to be in a couple.
Yes.
You've got to try and get in a couple, and it makes people do bizarre things. And I think if you're on a show, people always talk about, are they fake, are they real? I think when emotions get involved, you can't really fake it. And even if you're pretending to like someone to win a show, if they like someone else, it still hurts.
I met Camber earlier this morning, and I thought they looked very loved up. I thought they looked very together.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, maybe they were just trying to copy Ruth on.
I did.
Me and you.
Ruth on.
on.
We'd be Ruth on.
Amoth.
Or Ruth on.
Amoth.
Or
Ruth on or
Amoth.
Amoth, yeah.
Or Amoth.
Ruth on.
Amoth.
We've got to get it.
The thing is,
Twitter can decide. Get it trending.
What Love Island has, of course, is the comedy. So you've got all
Yeah.
of that with the relationships, and then we've got the comedy with you, which I just love, and all your comments are so hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
How much? You know, when do you see the show? How long do you have to write that?
I
What's your day like there?
Yeah, I'll go in sort of early afternoon. The show's sort of pretty much cut at that point. There might be a few bits that get taken out, a few bits added in, but yeah.
And this would be from the night before.
Yeah, well, the whole day before, really,
Right,
the
yeah.
day and then the evening of, and then the overnight team cut it into a rough copy. Then we start to narrow it down, and I'll go into a guy called Mark Cowley, very funny man, Scottish as well. And yeah, I go into that tiny little booth. And we write some ideas. Sometimes the producers put some guide, because we have to do that sort of the Big Brother voiceover. We sometimes have to move the story from like the swimming pool over to the kitchen. And then other times we'll spot something and say to the producers, oh, can you leave a little gap? We've thought of something funny. And as the series have gone on, they've just let us do more and more of that, really.
Dr. Marcel.
Paging Dr. Marcel. And he's got a book out now called Dr. Marcel's Love.
Thanks
you need
to you.
to thank you for that.
Yeah, he said he's going to put me in the thank part of his of the book. I want 15%, but I'm going to get a thank you.
Well,
which
by
I'll accept.
the looks of you didn't spend all day in that voiceover booth as well, because there's a very brown bit
Tan
sticking
going on.
out here all round.
I'm the most tanned man in Scotland, Eamonn.
Yeah, I can believe that.
I'm not allowed back in Scotland yet until I go a couple of shades lighter.
Did you see them when they were in the villa? Did you?
I didn't
Do you
see...
ever actually have any contact with the
I
contestants?
I don't not ever go to the villa. I sort of naughtily snuck into one of the camera hides with my mate. I talk about Benny on camera too quite a lot. So I went to Benny's camera hide and saw them from afar.
It's like watching animals.
It's like the zoo. It's like the zoo, only it's not. Well, it's like I was about to say like pandas, but obviously pandas have a very different approach to lovemaking. But yeah, so not really.
So at the wrap party last night, were there some angry people, or were they happy to see you?
Yeah, a few people enjoyed it. A few people thought it was funny, and a couple of people mainly it was my mum and dad are really annoyed at you more than I am. Yeah, I got a photo with Alex. I used to do this joke that Alex didn't really say much. So I got a photo last night on Instagram of him chatting in my ear. And I'm like, now you won't shut up. Yeah, but they all take it. They all know what it is.
But what about you, Iain? What difference has this show made to your life? I mean, when they said, do you fancy doing this stint on reality TV, doing this? I mean, you know, we see you now hosting your own TV show as well. So it's been life-changing for you.
Yeah, massive. I was really... Sceptical's maybe a bit stronger word, but I wasn't that I've never been a reality TV fan. And I remember I was, it's quite near to the Edinburgh Festival, so the 6-7 weeks I'm normally writing a show. So I remember I was umming and ahhing about it, and my flatmate at the time, who's a comedian, sort of eventually said to me, just do it. Because you go to the Edinburgh Festival to get a job like this. And also, I'm being really honest with you, because it's a voiceover, if it had gone terribly, I just didn't need to tell anyone that I'd done it.
Yes.
Nobody would know it was you.
Yeah, just changed my voice to Welsh.
You're going back to Edinburgh, aren't you?
Yeah, I am, yeah.
At the Fringe, and also going back on a stand-up tour early part of next year.
Yeah, February next year I go around the whole of the UK. Finally, people get to see my face and my actual person. Yeah, that's my poster.
Why did you call it You OK, Hun?
I just thought it was funny. I just think it's a really dumb name. And also, I'm obsessed with, like, GQ magazine.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make it like a GQ shoot, but obviously a bit wrong. And I think I've sort of nailed it.
I think you have.
This is down to my management.
The voice of Love Island.
It's got to be on everything I do now.
Of course it has.